morning and welcome to downtown Goldsboro. It's Tuesday morning. It's mighty chilly out here, and you may see a few snowflakes falling right behind us. I've got with me Mark Beach from TA Loving. He's the project manager for our Center Street Streetscape project. My name is Kim Best with the City of Goldsboro, and this is Streetscape Update number 10. Mark, there's all kinds of things happening behind us as we speak. Would you like to give us a rundown?
Yeah, like we spoke about last time, you're going to start seeing things going on now. The curb and gutters. This is the first block. We've got the curb and gutter in. We're standing at about midways down the block where there will be a plaza in the center when it's finished, with seating area, a crosswalk to get across the street from one side to the other, as well as crosswalks on either end of the block. We're starting to put the pavers in.
Yeah, that's exciting to see pavers actually going in, and looks like that whole sidewalk is being taken care of today. I guess you guys are thinking you'll have all 3 blocks done in how many days a week?
Probably about, well, we'll have this block done hopefully by middle of next week.
Okay.
We've got to carry on in the second block, finish up the curb and gutter, and then put the under paver concrete in, and then we'll start another crew down there next week as far as continuing on with pavers. We're going to work this one from about the center going both ways, north and south, to put the pavers in, and then we'll continue on down into the second block while we're in the third block putting the curb and gutter in. We should finish the curb and gutter in the third block by midpoint next week. We'll go in there and start getting the under paver slab in and that type of work. The other thing we're doing in this block, there's areas where the meters are that feed the building for the water service. We're putting a colored concrete around those, like a picture frame around the meters.
And why do you do that?
Just it stands out. It's a color of one of the colors of the pavers that'll be going in. It's a darker color, and we'll be putting that in as an accent, and that'll be starting on this end. We'll be going all the way down through the block, and we'll get those in hopefully by the end of this week. We got to finish the under pavers concrete on each end of the block, and we've got the road bed in here now to keep the dirt and the mud out. So
it actually looks like a street.
Yep, we've got the base down on that so that it makes it easier for us to get in and out, to get the pavers moved into place, and we're moving on down.
That's what it's looking like. You know, it's really interesting to see how things have really transformed over the last 2 weeks. They've really changed, and everything is taking form for you to be able to recognize that this is actually going to be a street.
Yeah.
And as we see, and we'll get some close up in a little while of this pavers that you all are putting down, and that's what you were referring to earlier. That'll be right beside the sidewalk, correct?
Right.
Okay, bumped up to the sidewalks.
There's been a lot of excitement about the actual size of the sidewalk from the building out to the curb. They couldn't believe how big of an area they were going to have in front of their building. So
how wide will that be, Mark?
It'll be a total of about 16 feet once it's all said and done. So it's a lot of space there for the building out to the edge of the curb.
Well, and that'll really help our merchants and our store owners to be able to put things out on the sidewalk, from merchandise for sale or tables and chairs for dining outside. That's really going to make downtown much more interesting and up to date. Yep.
Plus, it still leaves a sidewalk clearance all the way down between the building and the pavers, so you have a large area out in front of each store.
Well, as you were speaking about a moment ago, over here to our right, tell us a little more about what this area is right here.
This is a plaza and a seating area. There's going to be one in the center of each block, and what it is, there'll be a little bit different design in each one. One of them will have a round seat bench made out of brick with cast stone on top. The other one will be like a rectangular. It won't be a full rectangle, but the benches will be squared off, and then in another block they'll just be set in at angles. Each one has a little bit different appearance.
Okay.
And then there'll be game tables set in a couple of them.
Really?
And for playing checkers and chess and that type of thing. And also they'll be filled with landscaping, so it'll be just a nice area to be able to sit. The light poles will be there with speakers on them. There'll be music playing, or you can be singing if you want. There will be a microphone hooked up. So
help yourself. A little karaoke.
That's right.
Middle of downtown.
But that will be in each block. They'll have one of these seating areas, and like I say, it'll be a crosswalk to get from one side to the other. Also.
Okay, good. So access will be at every block.
Right.
And every crosswalk. So we have the 3 different areas for plazas.
Right.
But then we also have the 3 roundabouts. If you'll tell us again one more time about those.
There'll be a roundabout in the middle of each intersection.
Because there'll be no stoplights, no stop signs.
No stoplights. So there'll be the Walnut roundabout will have a fountain in it, and then of course the other 2 on Chestnut and on Mulberry. I think y'all are going to have some type of art feature in the middle of that, and Julie was talking about that earlier.
Yeah, we were asking Julie Metz, which is our downtown development DGDC president. She was telling us that they have formed a while back a steering committee that is actually made up of local folks here in our community, and they will be giving recommendations to our city council as to which pieces of art they think should go in the roundabouts that represent Goldsboro and that will look nice downtown. So that is really nice and real unique that we do have a steering committee that will be making those recommendations. Of course, city council will make the final decision.
Right.
But downtown's going to look completely different.
Oh yeah, it will. We're on the roundabouts. We are going to be working the Fountain roundabout first, which is in Walnut.
Okay.
And as we're working in there, we will eventually have it set up to where traffic will be going around. It won't be a full roundabout because all the traffic's still going to be on one side of the street. But you will have to go around the roundabout to get completely from one side of the area to the other. And then we'll move from Walnut Street, hopefully down to Chestnut, that intersection, and do that one. Then we'll move from Chestnut up to Walnut.
Okay.
And put that one in. So that'll all be going on over the next couple months. We'll be in there working on those.
February is going to, the rest of January and most of February is going to be busy finishing up those type things.
Well, we won't be finishing the roundabouts, but we'll be getting started in there.
Okay.
We'll be finishing up, February we'll be mostly finishing up the southbound lane so that we can put the asphalt base in first week of March, and then we'll be flipping the traffic over to the southbound lane, and we'll be closing down the northbound lane.
Okay, so March is when the change will take place on one side of the road to the other.
Yes.
Wow, that's right around the corner, Mark.
It's not far. It's not far.
Well, as you can see, Mark's guys are right behind us. He's got a team working and putting those pavers down, and it's freezing cold out here, and they're working in the freezing cold and the snow that is all around us. Well, Mark, we appreciate you guys coming out and sharing with us what all is happening downtown. We enjoy seeing the details and love seeing the fact that the street looks like it's getting ready to be paved, and we can actually see things that are happening above ground instead of all the work that you all have been taking care of underneath the surface, which was much harder to see. Well, thank you for being with us. We appreciate it. We'll see you in 2 more weeks, and boy, is it going to look different then.
It'll look even more different. That's right. Okay, thanks.
Thank you for being with us. This is Kim Best. I'm downtown Goldsboro with Mark Beach. If you want to find out more about the Streetscape projects, you can go to our website, www.goldsboronc.gov. Click on the Streetscape button. It shows you all the past updates, history of Streetscape, why we're doing the project, and how it will affect your community. Thanks for being with us, and this is Downtown Goldsboro.